edition of News Review brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunayo Adeliri, and with me in the studio this morning,
I'm Ambassador Rochimorilo, son of the prophetess. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Viewers all over the world, wherever you are watching us, please keep on watching WYTV.
And happy new month to all our viewers out there. This second day in the month of September. I want to appreciate all of you for always saying you to WYTV. And the sponsor for this show still remains Nnpc Herbals. Nnpc Herbals deals with Nnpc Herbal mixture, Herbal Cool, Herbal tonic, Herbal bitters, Herbal flusher powder, Herbal energy powder. Whichever you need, you can send a DM or call the number 0701010859. Do not forget to connect us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. That is where you get an up-to-date information. And you know how we do it on the show, bring to you news and make it talk. We go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk on the one we want to talk about, but we'll not be the only one talking. You can as well drop your own comments in the comment section. Let's rub minds together. So on Punch newspaper this morning, we have Dangote Petrol ready for rollout. No individual can destroy PDP, party tells Wiki. Petrol scarcity set to worsen as Nnpcl admits $6 billion debt. Napa rewards cleaner with cash promotion for returning $10,000. On Vanguard newspaper we have Japa syndrome. Improve working conditions for doctors, Abayomi tells federal government. Paternity test. 27% of Nigerian men not biological fathers report. Poor economy, youth resort to street begging for survival. On Daily Post newspaper we have Falana seeks investigation of petrol importation scam. We can transmit 6,000 megawatts for electricity, TCN. Nnpc PDP trade wars over Worsen government transaction tractor procurement. These are the news that made to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor Nnpc. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nnpc, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nnpc Herbal mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nnpc, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nnpc for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor Nnpc. So without wasting much of our time, petrol scarcity set to worsen as Nnpcl admits $6 billion debt.
I don't know where we are going in this country, because if we have a president who is not capable enough to lead the country, automatically the president needs to resign. This will never happen in the history of America, history of Europe. You remember when Boris Johnson was the Prime Minister of UK? There was a chaos in the face of the country. They had to tell him to resign. He first said no. In a single day, 16 of his cabinet member resigned. Then the following day he came out to say he's going to resign, that he will still be there till another person will take over. Then a woman came on board that he's going to make sure he revive the economy of the country within 2 months. Then within 2 months, if the economy is not being revived, then she's ready to leave. The woman came within 2 months. She couldn't bear it again. The woman resigned. Another person came in. But in a case where, in Africa, in a case where you see most of our leaders that want to die on the seat, I believe the president of the country don't even know what they are doing again. Because if they know what they are doing, they will not be victimizing the masses, they will not be punishing the masses with what is going on in Nnpc. And nobody is being held accountable for what is going on there.
Nnpc came out like 2 weeks ago to say whatever news that is flying about Nnpc paying money for full importation, that is a lie. And I know there is no smoke without fire. And when these people now came out this morning to say that they are facing challenges due to their $6 billion debt, I know there is something fishy.
Who else is owing the money? But the Nigerian president says the first subsidy is gone. They are no longer paying the subsidy. So automatically, who should be held accountable for it? Nobody has been sacked in that Nnpc processor. Nobody that was being called for questioning that turned the whole country into disarray. Do you know at the northern part of the country, they are buying fuel for 1,800 naira per liter?
Almost 2,000. Almost
2,000 naira. And the president kept looking at what is going on in the country. So if you want to die, you die. So I'm not surprised of when Wike came out to say, okay, anybody that is antagonizing the president should go and hug transformer from a leader.
There are indications that the pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as Petrol, may rise in filling stations as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited finally admitted that it was facing challenges due to a 6 billion naira debt. After weeks of denial, the Nnpc admits on Sunday that it owed its petrol suppliers a sum of $6 billion, saying it was facing financial strains due to petrol supply costs. In a statement by its chief corporate communication officer, Olufemi Shoneye, the state-owned energy company Subtil confirmed that the debt was the reason for the fuel queues in filling stations across the country, stating that it is impacting supply sustainability. But we had a few months ago, last month, there was news that it was not that there was no
that they were not owing.
It was because
now they are coming out. If then you know the level of the weakness of the so-called administrative that are running the affairs of this country now. You said it. There is no smoke without fire. It was like willingly the president wants to put the country in disarray. You know, you remember what this guy said. Showore, when he said, it's good that Tinubu emerged as a president, that the mantle was given to Tinubu, that Tinubu will turn the country upside down, that will make everybody wants to go. Now it is coming to pass now. Do you know how long it takes people to kill at the filling station? Just call an Okada now. A single drop of Okada now is almost 500 naira. Just a single drop. How much is the salary? How much is the income?
There was even a news that is circulating on social media right now that in Lagos, anywhere 1,000 naira. I
was still wondering why, you see, in the area of this minimum wage, do you know that some governors are still saying that they can't afford to pay 70,000 naira for minimum wage. But this set of people can go travel to abroad, live luxurious life.
You said something when this NLC came out and said they wanted increments in their salary, which is 615,000 naira. You said they might actually pay the money. I don't know if you remember saying it, but they will give you what
you are going to spend the whole money on. The money can be increased. The federal government will say, okay, no worry, you want 615,000 now, 625,000 now. We are going to give it to you. Before you get to know the inflation will be so right. Nobody ever thought of what the president said when he was campaigning. Then that it will make the inflation rise. Immediately when he goes to the office, how come dollar per night from 550 naira to 1,000 plus? When you could see that this set of people believe they are there to make money.
Should I say we are in a mess already?
In the history of this country, have you ever seen a president that has the greatest ministers than Tinubu, what Tinubu is doing? Automatically, 80% of what is coming in Nigeria has gone to those people who are in power today. The rest of the 20% is what the Nigerians are sharing.
You are now coming to tell the traders out there that you are giving them ultimatum of 30 days.
Somebody came out to antagonize them that you are saying the needful that is supposed to be done from the president's side has not been done. Are you now telling the person that bought a goods of 1,500 naira to sell for at the rate of 800 or 1,200 naira? It's not possible. How are they going to make it?
This one says Japa syndrome, improve working conditions for doctors.
Exactly the point.
Abayomi tells federal government.
Abayomi, you are coming out at this point in time to say the nothing but the bitter truth. Do you know how long? Do you know how many Nigerians that have been coming out? Let me tell you this: you go to where you were being accommodated. Nobody wants to stay in a zone that is not free. In the dead zone.
Once you notice that you are not welcome here, you leave.
You leave, exactly the point. So, is there anybody that can stop people going out from this country? Nobody can stop you. You see, during this, let me tell you this, thank God for social media that came now. There was a time there was no social media when you want to fill the American visa lottery. You will have to go to the post office to go and post. There was nothing like cyber. But now you can sit down on your phone, sit down with your phone and begin to fill. Nobody is going to antagonize that. The only thing that can make people not to move out from this country is when the government sees the welfare of the people as number one priority.
The Commissioner for Health in Lagos State, Professor Akin Abayomi, has said the only antidote to check Japa syndrome in the medical profession is to make it more attractive and inspiring. And if you look at the rate of people that are leaving the country, they are in the medical line. Is either they are nurse, they are doctors,
I knew somebody who just left 2 months ago. When he got there, when he got to the United States of America, he now called me ambassador. I said, oh yeah. He said, I have forgotten about Nigeria.
Why won't you? Just tell me.
And I asked, what about your mom? He said, within 6 months, that he's going to make sure he brings his mommy down to the United States. That if his mom died in the United States, that he will rather prefer burying her there than to bring her to Nigeria. I said, what about the family? He said, oh, don't worry, I'm going to settle the family. The only few people that I'm able to help, I will bring them together with me. He said, with the life those set of people were living there compared to what is going on in Nigeria, he said, never in his life, that even if he dies, they bring him back to Nigeria, they will wake up.
He did not die very well. Somebody said, I know somebody who actually traveled as well, and I think there was a notification that they will be taking their lights off for some minutes. But it was not present when the notification came. And so that's fortunately the way he said it, really said, NEPA has taken light to, they have forgotten that it's in the UK.
It's in the UK.
So when they were like, hope NEPA was, his wife was not in there.
You are no longer in Nigeria.
He said, I've forgotten. For you to know how.
I told you about my cousin's daughter that came to Nigeria. When we get to the airport to pick her, there was light. Immediately after the airport, the lady fell asleep. So when she could wake up was around the Mowe Bafo.
Oh.
She saw a city that night, but there was light. The light was very scanty.
Street light.
Those people that were making use of the generator. And I said, wow. And then what happened? He said, uncle, this is where the devil is living. I said, what do you mean? There are human beings living there. The devil is not living there. He said, oh, our teacher taught us that wherever there is darkness, that is where the devil lives. I said, wow.
So indirectly, Nigeria is a city for the devil.
How we
take that from your cousin?
How we go to cope? When we now get to Shagamu, I told you I live in Shagamu. Before we get to Shagamu, I had to call. Please go and hunt the gen. So our house will not be a den of the devil.
He said this during the 48th Annual Scientific Conference and General Meeting, tagged Ibadan 2024, organized by the Nigerian Society of Hematology and Blood Transfusion in Nigeria, held in Ibadan. In his keynote address entitled Hematology Practice in Nigeria, Challenges and Prospects, Abayomi said, people abroad want to come back home. Some of them have called me. What you have to do is to make the environment conducive for them. For many reasons. Some of us doctors have traveled out of the country. You start to wonder, what am I still doing in this country? You want to buy fuel, some petrol attendants fill your tank with water, and you get to Lagos, your driver took the wrong way and LASMA official jumps in front of your car and escorts you to a random place. You are wondering whether you are being kidnapped. The next thing you do is to go to the airport, get a ticket, and get out of the country.
Even if you don't take one way, there are some places, you see, let me tell you this, when you travel out there, there are some signposts that leads this is one way.
Yeah, this is
you can't U-turn, you can't do this, you can't do that. Most of those places in Lagos, there are some places when you go to Baga, you are coming from Shagamu, when you enter through Baga, there's a road by the right like this that leads to Alagbole Akute.
Okay.
From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can move in, you can move out. Freely. But after 2 p.m., if you enter that road, you just see a policeman coming out that says you can only move in from 7. What is the law that binds you moving from 7 to 2 p.m. that also binds you from, that also restricts you of moving from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the evening? Why the symbol of no entry was not placed at that place? Before you get to know there was not money. But in Nigeria, it wasn't like that. I was in the airport one day, the local airport. A vehicle was coming, was looking for a place to park. The park official came out directing the vehicle to park. One of the park officials directing the vehicle, okay, park here. Directed the vehicle, the guy parked. Immediately the guy left. Another person came. The parking official, another person came to clamp the leg of the vehicle that the person is parking on an obstruction. When the guy now came out, what happened, Oga? He said, you are parking on an obstruction. There was a guy that was putting this kind of uniform that said I should park. He said, okay, go and call the guy.
No, nowhere to be found.
That is what they do. That's Nigeria for you.
They plan somebody.
They plan somebody to implicate you. They are working together so they can extort money from you. Is there any of? There was a man came when we were dragging the issue. I was there talking. Then a man came that the first place he ever praised the Nigerian police was, I think, the eastern part of the country. He made mention of the state. He said that he went through a one way. Then he saw a police official coming out and say, "Ah, guy, you took the wrong way. You should have taken this side. Okay, turn." The guy had to pass vehicle for him to turn without intimidating him. Wow. Then he had to turn. You know, say, "Oh God, come. Let me give you something. You are the first policeman that I have ever seen that discharged his duty the way he's supposed to discharge." He said he gave the man money. He said the man said, "Don't worry, you can go."
He advised both the government and the medical practitioners to create more opportunities for specialist training and engage in the mass production of medical professionals. Speaking at the event, the Chief Medical Director of the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan, Professor J.C. Otegbayo, who was represented by Professor Shola Olawoye, Chairman of the Medical Advisory Committee, said, "We acknowledge the critical role that hematology plays in the healthcare system of our nation. Hematologists and blood transfusion specialists are the unsung heroes who work tirelessly behind the scenes to diagnose, treat, and manage blood disorders, ensuring that patients receive the best possible care." If somebody is now dedicating his or her life like this to their job, and the government is not even doing anything to appreciate them in return, do you think if such a person gets an opportunity, the person will
go? And when you look at this, our government official, not until there is a law that is binding them, whenever they are sick, they should be treated back in Nigeria.
Yeah, do you think such a law can be created in
Nigeria? It will not be created because they are in power. They are the one. They will not pass. You see, let me tell you this. They will not. Within 2 days, the law was passed. The bill was passed that we should go back to the national anthem. Don't you see Nigeria is moving backward?
And ever since I've been born, all I hear is
within 2 days, a law was passed. 300% pay rise for judges. Within 3 days. It's not up to 3 days which was passed. We live from the bottom of the heart of the president. But to increase to the minimum wage to 250, it took months to deliberate on that issue, where they are going to get the money. But they don't think of where they are going to get the money. When the senators fix their own salary to be 21 million naira per month, they don't think of that. Then you know that the same set of people that are governing the affairs of this country are so heartless.
And the last but not the least, Falano seeks investigation of petrol importation scam.
Who else is going to launch investigation to somebody to a petrol scam that the president is involved with? With the look of things, if the president is not involved, with the allegations coming out of saying the president has a refinery in Beta, I believe the president would have done something. If truly the allegation is right, not right, because a clear conscience fears no accusation, you would have called the Nnpc into order, because I could remember somebody came out that the Nnpc boss needs to be sacked. Yeah. The president is not looking at that, but he can sack, he can take away the DSS boss and some other government parastatals and replace. Even the person that was in charge of the 90 billion that was used to subsidize hard fare was being removed. But on the issue of this petroleum, you know that it was the petroleum that the whole country is relying on. At least for them to move their business from one place to another. The president is not coming out to say anything about this.
Human rights lawyer Femi Falano has called for the swift investigation of the premium motor spirit petrol scam. Falano made this call during Channels Television's Sunday Politics program, saying there is no better time to probe petrol scam than now. It's high time the importation scam was investigated. I am not talking of the joke that is going on in the National Assembly. The media must help civil society organizations to expose the fraud. He said, there have been reports that $6 billion debt the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (Nnpc) owes petrol supplies has worsened petrol scarcity in Nigeria. Daily Post recalled that Nnpc on Sunday finally admitted the company's significant debt to petrol suppliers, saying it posed a threat to the sustainability of oil supply. Once the government begins to speak about affordability and sustainability in response to growing queues at filling stations, there are problems, Falana stated. According to the senior advocates of Nigeria, there is no full disclosure on the part of the government on subsidy on petrol, adding that Nigeria can spend $2.9 billion to fix the refineries. Yet, the dates for the resumption of petrol production at the refineries have been constantly shifted. The legal luminary threatened to sue those responsible for fixing of the state-owned refineries should they announce another postponement.
They will not fix it. Oh, they will not fix it because they believe if the refinery are being fixed, it has cut short their source of income of taking the crude oil from the here to down to wherever they are refining it and bring it back.
He's not saying they will not shift to. He's just saying if there be a postponement, if you just come out and tell us September 30 will be selling out petrol out there, and you just come out September 27 and tell us that you can no longer sell September 30, you are selling it October 1. Then it's going to sue such set of people. It's going to
sue them. Serap sues Pabio.
What did you hear from it?
What did you hear from it?
That is why
Serap sued the federal government. What did you hear from it? Did you hear anything? What are those people that are going to sit down? The conscience of those people that are going to sit down has been bought by the president.
I'm beginning to see this man frequently on the face of media now, and I think I say he should be careful now.
No, don't say the man should be careful. He's fighting for the right of the country.
And for everybody now, Deji Adeyanju came out and said this journalist should be released. Mukhtar Dairu, that was arrested in Kano State just for saying something against the governor on Facebook. I never since the man said it, he has been arrested in Kano State.
Now, well, then you know.
Deji came out and said the man is a media person and everybody is expected to hear things that are truths from the media people. Exactly. Now this man came out to say nothing but the truth, and you just
end up arresting the man without charges. Nothing is being done about it. Then you know.
How did we end up in this?
You know the kind of heartless people that are governing now. Not until when we begin to change our mindset. Because let me tell you this, with the hardship that we are going now, this is the second year of this tenure. When they got to the third year, don't be surprised that when Tinubu comes back to Lagos to begin to campaign, when they started throwing a single pack of Indomie around it, this and 1 cup of rice, before you get to know, you see, I was so surprised when I see a lot of APC supporters in Edo State. When Oshomole came, Oshomole coming out to say, okay, they've destroyed this, they've destroyed that, Oshomole that can pay for Obaseki. Then after when he made the statement that they destroy our school, they failed this, they failed that, somebody came out categorically and said it was your Baba at the federal top that failed.
And what did they do?
What did they do? Oshomole acted as if he didn't hear what they're saying. And you see some APC supporters who believe their destiny is tied to their politician coming out to still support this set of people.
The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has said the landing cost per litre of petrol has made it impossible for petrol marketers to import the essential commodity as was done by the Nnpcl. So this is a challenge to the Nnpc.
Let's wait and see what the pregnant night will give out to. We are into it together. Let's wait. We shall see.
I just pray this tenure will not. I hope this tenure will not actually. Should I say most Nigerians, because Nigerians are actually wallowing in pain. Nigerians are suffering. Alright, we've come to the end of the news review today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thank you, Ambassador Oluwa.
Thanks for having me.
To all our viewers out there, we say a very big thank you to you. And to our sponsor, Nokpa, we say a very big thank you to you. So we'll come again on your screen tomorrow. I remain my humble self, Ojuwayo Ajileri. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.